Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's pregame interview. I'm here with head baseball coach Derrion Hardie. Coach and his Trojan squad will be traveling over to Viterbo this weekend to play a doubleheader on Saturday and Sunday. So, Coach, you guys had a great weekend against Presentation this last weekend, taking all 4 games. Your pitching really stood out. Tell us a little bit about your rotation in general, and then the guys who pitched this last weekend.
Yeah, no, this past weekend, yeah, you're definitely right. The pitchers had a big weekend for us. It was one of the big reasons why we ended up sweeping the series and winning all 4 games. And our game 1 starter was freshman Will Clare from Casper, Wyoming. He ended up throwing 9 innings, all 9 innings. It was a complete game. And during that time, he ended up having 14 strikeouts, which actually set a new program record in a game, which was previously 13. So he broke it by 1 strikeout in that game. And so it was really fun to watch. And we didn't know anything about it until after the next day, or when we got done with the games. And that evening, our SID Nick was looking through stuff and discovered that he had actually broke that. So that was fun and cool to watch. And it's Will's just he's a guy that he's a 3-pitch mix kind of guy. He's very intelligent and he's a fierce competitor on the mound. So it's fun to watch him. And then game 2 starter was Mitsuki Shominishi. He is from Kobe, Japan. He's a junior. And he went 7 innings. He pitched a complete game as well, like Will did. His was a shutout, meaning no runs were scored by the other team. And he had 10 strikeouts and just 1 walk, and gave up only 2 hits. So back-to-back really strong performances. Mitsuki's kind of a guy, kind of a different kind of cat the way he pitches. Some guys, they have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 pitches. Well, Mitsuki has like 6 or 7 different pitches. And so that's what makes him unique and challenging to figure out. And then our game 3 starter was freshman Nikolai Arbach from Haiti, South Dakota. And he went 6 innings in his start. It was a 9-inning game and went 6 innings. And he had 11 Ks and 3 walks. We were talking, he was on pace. He was on pace where if we had maybe kept him in the game and tried to go all 9 innings, it's possible he could have broke Will's record he broke the previous day. Yeah, and the only reason why we didn't keep him in is that he also started on Tuesday against Dakota Wesley and got the win there. And his pitch count on Tuesday wasn't too high, so we were able to bring him back and throw him this weekend. And so we just wanted to manage him really well. But if he went to pitched on Tuesday, we could have kept him going, and he might have broke Will's record. So we'll see. And then our game 4 starter was sophomore J.D. Kirshner from Lenox, South Dakota. And during his time in his start, he had 5 Ks, didn't have any walks, and he's the kind of guy, different, unique a little bit, is that he throws from different arm slots. Yep. So up here, side, and then down here, and so he's really hard to get timed up in different ways, and he throws different pitches from each arm slot. So yeah, it was fun to watch our guys get after on the mound. They were definitely a big part of why we were successful this past weekend.
Tell us, for a second question, tell us a little bit about your assistant coaching staff and what they mean to you and your team.
Yeah. Alec DeMaria and Miles Camo are my 2 assistant coaches, and Coach DeMaria serves as our pitching coach, and Coach Camo serves as I call him our defensive coordinator, so to speak. He works with our infielders and our outfielders, and then he also helps out with hitting too. But there's a saying out there. I actually heard it from my dad. He said it first, and my dad was a coach, and he said good assistant coaches are like 4-leaf clovers. They're really hard to find and lucky to have, and that's how I feel about Alec and Miles. They do a really great job for us, and we have good chemistry. And we get along really well. We have some really good conversations in the office, which in my career is a really good sign of a coaching staff that gels, is the kind of conversations and that you have in the office, and almost to the point where we don't get our work done and we have to rely upon getting stuff at home, because we just talk a lot about a lot of great things in the office. They provide me with really good advice, which is so important, and I value that a lot from them. And they coach our players up. And that's obviously really big too. They coach them up and they coach them up well. But probably the most important thing with all that is that they just really care about our players and they really care about DSU. And so I really value them a lot.
That's awesome. And then for a final last little fun question. So outside of coaching and baseball, what do you like to do in your pastime?
My wife would say baseball and coaching. But two things that I like to do, one more than the other. And obviously I don't do this one during the winter, although you can. I just haven't got into it, is fishing.
Okay.
I know you can ice fish, but I haven't got into that one just yet. But in the summertime, in the spring and fall, I'm an avid fisherman. I like to get out and get on the lake and do that. And then another one that I do, and this is one I can do anytime, outside of, this is probably what I do more during baseball season and coaching, is just reading. It's my way to decompress and also just to continue to develop, as a person and a coach. And so I don't like to read a lot of sci-fi or things like that, just that tell the story or something like that. Things I read are mostly about motivation, culture, baseball, and different inspirational kind of things. So,
well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach. We always appreciate you coming in here for us. Like I said, they will be heading over to Viterbo to play games on Saturday, which will start at 1, and Sunday's games are projected to start at noon. So thank you very much for watching this week's Coach's Update.
Go Trojans.